like to one more time go over some of the panel rules right now, or?
Sure. Because we did notice one difference too. So,
Okay.
So again, we'll invite each of you to give 2-minute response to each question, and I'll hold up my little signs and just kind of give you a sense of where you're at. And it does say there'll be 5-minute summaries, but if you look at the agenda that was passed out, we have 8 minutes for the summary time, which means 2 minutes each there also. So just be aware of that if we're going to try to honor some of the times. And we're not going to be that dedicated to it, but do try to recognize the more questions we can get in, then the more helpful it is.
The format we're going to be using is we have 6 pre-submitted questions that we'll start off with. If the audience has any questions, please raise your hand. Someone will bring you a little card. You can write down your question, and they'll come and collect those. So if we can get some of our volunteers to start collecting those, that would be wonderful. So the first question, to go to our panelists, please explain the following. And just so we all have a good baseline to start from, I'd like to ask the school board representatives to please explain the current form of elected school board governance. And then to follow, I'd like to ask either the secretary or the mayor to talk about their proposed structure. So, thank you.
Okay, I can, is this the right thing so that people can hear me? Or is this just, basically, there are 9 school board members now. They are elected every 4 years. They're staggered seats, so every 2 years, either 4 or 5 school board members are elected. There are 8 districts. Members are elected from, 8 of the members are elected representing those districts. And then there's 1 citywide seat. I'm the citywide seat. So in essence, everybody has 2 school board members that represent them. So I'll sometimes get calls from people who, have a question for their district school board member. Somehow they don't get the response they want, or they don't. So I'm sort of the backup one. The philosophy also, when the legislature changed that, I think until 25 years ago, everyone was elected citywide. They wanted thought that some people on the school board would be thinking about the whole city as opposed to sort of parochial interest. They didn't want the city council kind of model where you had school board members essentially in charge of their schools and not thinking about the rest of the city. The elections do come in the spring, and they're very low turnout elections. Usually the only other people on the ballot are judges, so unless there's some strong issue, I think the estimates are well under 10% of the eligible voters vote in those elections. So, Jeff, did you have anything to?
No, I think that covers it for the sake of moving things along.